Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about lab diagnosis of TB. For more quick reviews, please subscribe the channel. First, specimen collection. In case of pulmonary TB, we collect sputum, and in case of extrapulmonary TB, specimen or sample collection depends upon the site of infection, like CSF, urine, etc. After specimen collection, we have to do a process called digestion and decontamination. Digestion is to digest the macrophages and PMN to release the TB bacilli, and decontamination is to degrade normal flora. The method of digestion and decontamination is first Petrov method using 4% NaOH and NALC method using N-acetyl cysteine. After that, we will do microscopy. First method is Ziehl-Neelsen acid-fast method. Here, we will add concentrated carbol fusion to the smear and we will heat it intermittently. After that, we add 25% H2SO4 as decolorizing agent and we will add methylene blue as counterstain. There is another method called Quignon's cold acid fast staining where this intermittent heating is not at all required. Next method is Oramin-Rhodamin staining method. This is a fluorescent based staining method. We will get a brilliant green color here, and this method is very rapid and we can detect AFB in AFB we can detect Mycobacterium as long slender bearded bacilli. Next comes the culture smear. The advantage of culture smear is that it is faster method, and disadvantage is that it requires about 10 raised to 4 bacilli per ml for detection of bacilli. RNTCP has graded the culture smear into 3 plus to Scandi, and this is just to assess the severity, to monitor the treatment response, to assess the infectiousness, etc. Minimum of 10 raised to 4 bacilli per ml is required for becoming infectious. Next comes the culture methods, which is more sensitive and is the gold standard, and we can detect about 10 to 100 viable bacilli by this method. The disadvantage is that it takes about 6 to 8 weeks for detection, and we use mediums like LJ media, Lowenstein-Jensen media, for this purpose, and we can see rough, tough and buff colonies by this method. Since this is a time consuming process, we will go for automated methods like BACT alert, MGIT, etc., which will take only about 2 weeks. MGIT is Mycobacterial Growth Indicator Tube, which is a fluorescent based detection technique and which detects both bacterial growth and drug resistance. Now we have molecular methods like PCR, gene probe, line probe, etc., where we detect IS6110 gene. In addition to that, we have a very modern technique called Gene Expert, which uses less than 2 hours and is based on real-time PCR. It detects both growth and resistance to rifampicin. Then comes to the detection of latent TB. We have two methods, tuberculin test and IGRA. Now we can discuss about the detection of latent TB. There are two tests, tuberculin and IGRA. Tuberculin test is otherwise known as Montauk's test, and it is based on type 4 hypersensitivity. Here we inject 0.1 ml of the antigen intradermally into the forearm, and we will read after 72 hours, and we are measuring the induration, not the erythema. And if the induration is greater than 10 mm, it is taken as positive, and if it is less than 5 millimeter, it is taken as negative. We get false negative results in case of miliary TB and false positive in case of taking BCG vaccination. Then comes IGRA, or interferon gamma release assay. The advantage is that there are no false negative results. This is because it uses highly specific antigen of Mycobacterium ES86 and CFP10. We will add peripheral lymphocytes to the specimen, and ES86 and CFP10 will make them to secrete interferon gamma, and we can measure it. That's all for today, and thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe the channel for more quick reviews.